So we decided to build our own house because we were looking for something quite different and unique, and we just couldn't really find what we were after when we were looking at normal houses. We spent quite a long time searching, and we'd seen Graven Hill a couple of years previous to when we decided to go for it, and it hadn't felt quite right. But at the time, yeah, it was just something we decided that we wanted to have a go at and try out. Self-build by going on some courses. So we did some online kind of self-build project management courses. We went to a lot of home building shows. We did a lot of online research. We came up to Graven Hill where we built our house quite a few weekends, and would look around at what other people had done, kind of talk to people on site who were building, and just try and find out what it was all about. And we spoke to a number of different architects as well, had some kind of online Zoom calls before we embarked on the journey. We found ACA Architects through our online research, and also from visiting some of the home building shows. And it was particularly, we really liked the kind of style and design of the houses that we saw, and they kind of matched our overall vision of what we were looking for. And also the specialism in kind of eco low energy builds, and also using the material, the SIPS construction that we wanted to use for our house. We faced a number of challenges along our build. I think we were building during COVID, so there were lots of kind of issues with that. It was a time when prices and material were rising astronomically. The building kind of industry was in quite a lot of crisis. So it was really challenging, and we had particularly a few issues with our contractors who were doing our foundations and the structure, our superstructure, which took quite a lot of resolving, but we managed to get through it all and ended up with a really great house in the end. We had a really great working relationship with AC Architects. David was our main architect, and he really guided us through the whole process. I particularly had numerous questions, and David was always on hand to answer them, whether that was via email or telephone call. We had a lot of calls where we were able to bring David in with contractors as well if we had issues that needed resolving or questions. So he gave a lot of advice and guidance and was really supportive along the way. So ACA really helped us through the project. They really kind of guided us and held our hands, and we hadn't undertaken anything like this before. We'd done some kind of renovations, but nothing of this kind of scale, completely starting from scratch. So they really talked us through the whole process. We had quite a clear vision of what we wanted, and I think ACA were great at kind of taking that on and showing us different options. We gave them like a Pinterest board and a big list of different things to consider, and they really kind of got us to think about our overall life and how we want to live and what we would like from the future as well, and that all kind of went into their then design process to come out with a kind of end result for us, which was really great. And then kind of during the design phase, they were very supportive kind of with the process that we were going through with Graven Hill, which is quite kind of specific and different to if you're doing a self-build kind of on your own plot of land, and helping us then kind of with when we had issues with some of our contractors, so that they were really there kind of along every step of the way. So ACA were really good at kind of understanding and realising what our vision was for the property. We knew that we wanted something really modern and contemporary. We were going for a kind of Scandinavian feel. We'd pulled together lots of different images. We had our own Pinterest board. We had a kind of list of things that we really, really wanted. And we talked to Allan and David about our lives and how we live and what we're looking for the future as well, and what was important to us in terms of kind of thinking about low energy and sustainability and having an efficient house as well. And they took that all on board and created 2 different design concepts for us, and actually we ended up kind of somewhere in the middle. But it was a really great kind of collaborative process where they listened to us, but then also kind of gave their expert advice and knowledge to help us get to our final vision. So if I was to undertake another self-build, I think there is definitely, we had a lot of learnings along the way, and I'm sure there's lots of things I would do differently if I were to do it again. One of the great things about our house is there's quite a lot of angles, but that was really challenging during the build to kind of make that work and make it right. And actually, probably depending on where you were building and the plot and everything, I might consider kind of a more simplified design. Also, we were both working full-time during the build process. We were project managing it ourselves. We were doing a lot of the construction ourselves. And so I think if I were to do it again and it was possible not to have to work at the same time, then that would be ideal, and I think it would make it kind of a lot less stressful than it was. But yeah, we've certainly learned a lot, and choice of materials, contractors, all of that sort of stuff. There are lots of things that I would do differently if we were to do it again. If I was going to give advice to somebody just starting out doing a self-build, I think do as much research as you possibly can at the beginning. Really kind of familiarise yourself with the industry, with what your different options are, explore different kind of avenues, talk to as many people as you can. We went and drove around kind of different places to look at other people's self-builds. It's a really kind of open community and everyone's really generous with their time. So I think going and speaking to other self-builders and learning from them, using resources that are available. So AC Architects have a whole range of free resources on the website. So utilising all of that stuff that's out there before you embark, because once you get going, it's a bit of a roller coaster that you can't really get off. So yeah, prepare yourself as much as you can. One of the favourite things in the house is definitely kind of the open plan nature of the downstairs space. So I love our kitchen that we've got. It's natural plywood, it's really kind of simple. We also have double height in our entrance when you walk through, and there's 2 very big skylights that come in and just fills the whole house with loads of natural light, which I really love, having all that space around me.